Hey guys, it's K9 with ETX Tactical and Survival back again for part 2 of the situational awareness and what to do to help prevent and handle an attacker's situation with your vehicle. In part 1, we covered just the basics of what situational awareness is and how to use it when approaching your vehicle coming out of a store or your house. Uh, it can also be applied on college campuses, walking to and from your dorms, and then also things to look for when you're driving. Part 2, we're going to get a little bit more into it with what to do if you're approached by an attacker coming to you while you're at your vehicle or getting into your vehicle. How do you handle these situations if they have you at knife or gunpoint? What do you do? So we're just going to cover the basics. Now the thing with self-defense is there's a million different variations and not every single time it's going to be the same. But as long as you have the general concept of what you're trying to accomplish in order to get away, then you have the ability to be able to change things up for each particular situation. So just because I'm pointing out these certain steps does not mean that's the only way, does not mean that it cannot be changed and it has to be precise, okay? Now the thing to remember, I always say this, is 3 things when you react, and that is speed, surprise, and violence of action. You want to be fast, you want to catch them off guard, you don't want to go slow and do a lot of movements that give them a quick second alertness to be able to react. So you want to have that element of surprise. The third is violence of action. I always joke around with people that I talk to about this. If you're going to strike somebody trying to attack you, you're not going to backhand them like we're in Great Britain or France. You're not going to sit there and go poo like that. You want violence in your action. You want it to hurt. You want it to show presence of what you're trying to accomplish. Because a lot of your attackers, they're going to be strong, or they might be on some type of narcotic or alcohol that's going to diminish the amount of pain that they feel, or it's going to make them appear and become stronger. So make sure you have that violence in your action, that when you make that strike, you're pushing through, you're hitting hard, and you're hitting quick. So remember those 3 things. Now, without further ado, I'm not going to sit here and talk your ear off. Let's jump into different situations, and hopefully it'll help you either prevent or get away and survive an attacker situation. One of the things that's becoming very common now is that these attackers will look for a car that has not been locked. When we get so rushed and busy, a lot of times you might tend to forget to lock the car. So they'll come through, find a car that's unlocked, open it, and then crawl inside. That's where they'll hide until you come. They're not there to steal your items, they're there because they want you. They either spotted you in the mall, they've been watching you, maybe it's a stalker. So the simple way to counteract that is when you're coming through, you're going to take a look into your back window to see if you have an attacker in there. In this particular case, the window is tinted, so I cannot see anybody in there. So simply what I'll do is come up over here, look over the side mirror, and glance towards the back. Now, some attackers will hide down by the floorboard, making it difficult for you to see. A way to fix that is opening the door, coming around, taking a quick glance in and out. You don't want to put too much of your body into it because that allows an attacker to be able to grab you, put a knife or gun up to your head, making it difficult to get away. So it's a quick in and out. If for some reason you see somebody in there, quickly shut the door, run away, call 911. Now you do want to keep it where you can still see the car because you want to know if your attacker gets away, and you want to be able to give any type of description, clothes, facial hair, tattoos, anything that you can give law enforcement, making it easier to find them. So I understand we're a busy society, we have a lot going on. A lot of people will say, well, I don't have time to do this. But is a few seconds a matter of risking your life? It's really a few seconds is the difference between life or death. Right? the scenario that you just saw, Miss Sins was walking over to her car when a attacker, played by myself, approaches her with the most common form of attack, which is a bear hug, usually towards the upper area because they want to control your arms. So when I came up and I approached and grabbed her here, her first reaction was to take her leg and wrap it around mine. This allows her to become part of me and move with me. Then she's going to lean forward, pushing me off balance. Now she has the control. From there, she follows through with a strike to the groin, a strike with the elbow to the face. I have no choice but to let go. Those are two capitalizing strikes. So by her hitting my groin, that puts me even further off balance, in pain, and then hits me on the jaw or in the face. That's going to cause the stun effect. I have no choice but to let go. That allows Miss Sins to be able to run off and get to safety and in the attack. So that's what you do if somebody comes up to you from behind and does a bear hug grab. Don't make the sound. Okay, in this situation, I'm coming up to Miss Sins from behind as she's trying to get in her car. I put the gun up to her head. I'm telling her, you know, don't make a sound. I'm taking give me the keys. I'm taking your money, that type of thing. Like any situation, she's going to put her hands up in the defensive posture. Then she's going to step back with her left foot, turn, put her left arm over me. Now she's trapping my arms. It's hard for me to move. She's going to continue stepping in and sling me into the door. Now, if you use enough force, you could put their head straight through this glass. That's going to cut them. That's going to slow them down, allowing you to be able to get away to safety. Don't make the sound. Hackers, they're poor. They're trying to get their next fix on whatever their drugs are. They're not going to have a gun, but it's so easy to come across a knife, especially a large knife. So Miss Sins is walking to her vehicle. I come up from the front and I hold her at knife point. I say, give me all your money. She's going to grab my hand underneath. This is the one time where you don't have to have your hands up. Have your hands down because you want to come up to redirect that knife away. Okay? So she redirects it. Then she's going to twist, bringing my arm around me. From here, she's got control, and she shoves me into the car. She's going to shove me as hard as she can, because once she shoves me, she's going to let go and run. The harder I hit that car, the longer it's going to take for me to respond to her running. So, if I come up, she brings her hand up, redirects it, brings me around. Now she's got control. She can throw me in here. Now another thing she can do is, with the knife being back here, she can actually fillet it from my hand and then start stabbing me as I'm coming forward. Especially when she slings me in and I hit hard enough, I break this glass, I'm dazed, I'm cut on my face. That gives her a better chance to be able to grab the knife, stab, and get away. In this scenario, I have the knife, I'm coming up from behind. I'm going to bear hug Miss Sins and hold the knife up in the front or to the side, or they'll hold it in the back. What she's going to do is take her inside leg, step backwards, wrapping it around my leg. This sets me off balance and makes her have control. Her shoulder is going to come into me. She's going to lift her arm up to push me back and sling me into the car just like this. Now at this point, she can strike. My groin is completely exposed. She can strike my groin. She can headbutt me, do whatever. And that way, between that and the force hitting the car, I'm going to either surrender or I'm going to be unable to counter her reaction. So we'll do it a little faster. come up from behind, knife to the side. She steps back, puts her arm up, throws me into the car, and then runs. Okay. Now I'm approaching Miss Sins from the front. I came around the front of the car. I'm at her. I got her at gunpoint. Again, first thing, natural reaction, defensive mode. She's going to come up through. She's going to start talking, trying to get me distracted. Please don't get me. I've got 10 kids at home and I'm a single parent, yada yada. Get me focused on what she's saying, not necessarily on what she's doing. When I've been in this situation before, I pretended there was a third party all of a sudden coming in. Because again, attackers want it to be mano a mano. They don't want somebody else to interfere that might stop them. So if I'm her and I got my hands up, I might say, Jake, not now, go, go. And that way when he turns around to look for this mysterious person, that's when she takes action. Now there's two options you can do. The first one is to redirect the weapon. Always redirect the weapon regardless of what's going on. She's going to take that hand, redirect it away from me. She's going to take this hand right here, come underneath. She's going to twist backwards. And again, just like in the car, I now have the weapon pointed at me. I can break my finger in here because it's twisting. I could shoot myself. She's going to follow through, point it at me, tap, rat, she's ready to go. And now I can either comply with what she says or chance getting shot. Okay. So now we're in a situation where Miss Sins has pulled up to a stoplight, stop sign, or pulled into the parking lot. Me being the attacker, I'm able to come in through the passenger side, get in. Now I have a gun pointed at her. What do? It's actually pretty simple. When she sees that gun come up and I'm demanding for her to be quiet, I'm demanding for that money, she's going to put her hands up in a defensive mode. That's the most natural pose that a person's going to do. It's natural instinct. So she's going to put her hands up. I'm going to take the weapon and I'm going to point it at her. At this point, her main concern is redirecting that weapon away from herself. So she's going to take this hand and push it away. Now, you want to be fast and precise with this. You want to hit it hard while grabbing it because you might be up against a strong attacker. He's not going to be expecting that. So if you do it hard and fast, then that's going to redirect the weapon. Now the weapon's pointed away. I'd rather a bullet go into my dashboard than into me. At this point, she's going to take her other hand. She's going to grab underneath and she's going to twist it. Now I want you to see where my finger is. It's inside the trigger well. So most likely I'm going to end up pulling the trigger on myself, blowing my brains out. If not, it's going to break my finger because it's stuck in that trigger wheel. She's going to continue twisting and then pull the gun. Now she's got the gun pointed at me. Simple tap, rack, you're ready to go. She can fire it at me if I try to come back with strikes to her. Simple way, but you got to be fast. The three things I always say when it comes to countering an attack is speed, surprise, and violence of action. Never forget that. Alright guys, as I mentioned earlier, an attacker might get into the vehicle and hide in the back, waiting for you to get into your vehicle, not paying attention like it's any other time, come up and put a gun to her head. The same concept applies. You're basically going to put your hands up, redirect the weapon. That's your first concern. Then again, with the other hand, come underneath, grab it, bend it back, boom, I've shot myself. She now has a weapon. She can quickly get out of the vehicle, get to safety, call 911. Alright, now let's say if I've got the knife up to her and she's trying to grip on that hand and flay it open, but I've got a death grip and it's not coming off. There's one thing that I have yet to see even the strongest man counter, and that is joint manipulation. If she takes one hand and controls the hand holding the knife and keeps it, locks her elbow out, keeps it directed from coming at me, she can take that other hand that she has and push down on a pinky or a finger or bend back, use that joint manipulation, they are going to let go. But if you do that, make sure you've got your elbow locked out and a death grip on his hand, because he is going to try to move that hand to stop that joint manipulation. It's very painful. Now, what do you do if you have a knife from behind? Kind of the same concept, but this time you need to be a little bit more cautious because you're dealing with the blade that can cut you. Most attackers are going to come up and put their hand in front of them as if to put the knife up to their throat. What they're going to do is the natural instinct, again, is to put their hands up. Now you're going to grab my hand with both hands, so that way, and tuck your chin in. That way, if I want to try to slice and pull, I can't do that. At this point, she's going to grab the inside of my hand, right here, and she's going to peel the knife back like this. This causing me to be in an awkward position coming forward. At this point, she can now pull the knife away from me and then start stabbing me. So let's do it a little faster. Come up behind her, put the knife, grabs my hand, tucks in her chin, fillets open my hand, peeling back the knife, and then start stabbing. Alright, so now, same scenario as earlier. I've gotten into the front, I have the knife. I'm going to hold it up to her just like this. What she's going to do is take her hands again in the defensive posture. She's going to go up just like a catcher's mitt and trap that hand. So take your hands and you're going to come up like this. Now that redirects the knife away from her. At that point, she's going to again twist, filleting it. Then she can stab me. I'm injured or incapacitated or dead, depending on the stab. So let's do that a little bit faster. Come in, give me all your money, put it up, fillet the hand, stab. Alright guys, hopefully this video has been helpful for you. It's just covering the basics. It's not getting into a lot of detail. If you really want to increase your chances of survival if an attack is imminent, make sure you get the proper training. We offer training in this situation that's more in depth, breaking it through. Find out in your local area where they have martial arts or self-defense classes. Get signed up and then practice. Keep it running through your mind. Always stay situationally aware, because like I said before, a situation could happen in a split second and you have a split second to react. So make sure that you're prepared, you know what to do, and you're staying alert with your head on your swivel, always watching your six. As always, I'm K9 with ETX Tactical and Survival. If you liked the video, like down below, subscribe for other videos, and as always, stay safe, stay smart, stay alive. God bless.